This is your girl, Disparate Amelia, back again with another video. Oh yeah. So as you can see, I have a different change of scenery. I have moved into my dorm room and this is basically it. I don't really have anything on the walls just as yet because I can't really figure out how I'm gonna get things to stick to it because it is concrete. I'm gonna move this camera down a little bit. There we go. Yes, it is concrete, but when I get things put up, you guys will definitely have a full dorm room tour and everything. This is a Talkaholic video where I get to express my feelings, my thoughts, my ideas, and things that are just on my mind with you guys. Please excuse the sound that is coming from the air conditioning and please excuse the light. So by the title of this video, you know that this is my ethnic identity. I guess not really the mystery, but the cloudiness that other people have or that I may have with who or where I really come from. And you know I have to always start it off with a definition for you guys. I will be defining ethnicity as well as nationality and not necessarily race, but more of my heritage and where I come from and the meat of who I am as a human being. That's so annoying. That's so annoying. Okay, so nationality, I'm looking this up on Google. I would look in my dictionary, but it's kind of far away. So nationality is the status of belonging to a particular nation, an ethnic group forming a part of one or more political nations. That is nationality. And then ethnicity is the fact or state of belonging to a social group that has a common national or cultural tradition. So in terms of ethnicity, I would classify myself as Afro-Caribbean, and in terms of nationality, I am Jamaican American. So how I've come up with that, how I'm Afro-Caribbean and Jamaican American, I honestly like looking when you have like tests or you have to fill out certain applications where they say race, like it's basically what, white, black / African American, Pacific Islander, Hispanic or other, right? And I feel like that's such a closed box that sometimes we try to tick off. I did like a test one day about my hair. It was like what I should use on my hair or something like that. Instead of just black, white, and other, basically, it had like Afro-Caribbean. And I was like, I've never heard of that. You know, my parents are from the Caribbean. It's a lot of mix-up going on in that. Like, my mom, her father was Indian, Maroon. He was from the Maroon tribe, and then my dad, I know, has like Cuban in his family as well. So it's just a lot of islands going on, a lot of different heritage that we pull from all together. Even though I do identify myself as a black woman, just knowing that there was something else other than black or other that I could identify with more closely, it kind of gave me a wider range of who I am as an individual. In terms of nationality, I am Jamaican American. I was born in New York. I live in Atlanta, but my parents are both from Jamaica. They're from St. Mary, and all I've ever known was Jamaican culture. Even though I'm growing up here in America, like I didn't live like the black American lifestyle in terms of like certain traditions that black Americans may have. Not that I'm not a black American myself, but it's just that because of my Jamaican background and because of the way I was raised with my mom and my dad, different cultures and values have different traditions and things that they go on and off of. And even though I can connect with black Americans because I am a black American, my culture and my heritage as a whole is completely different in a way that sometimes people don't understand. I guess my point in this, because I've been asked a lot and it's kind of weird, sometimes it like hurts and sometimes I just like think about like who I am as a whole, but sometimes people ask me because I'm in Caribbean Student Association and I say, oh, I'm Jamaican, but I don't have like an accent all the time. I only speak Patois, which is the language of Jamaica. I only speak Patois when I'm actually in Jamaica. Like I don't deem it necessary to do it in America because, you know, we're speaking American, we're speaking English. So I don't deem it necessary to display my accent just to fit in because I know who I am as an individual. And sometimes when people Is that emotion coming through? Am I about to cry? But sometimes when people doubt that I'm Jamaican, or like when I say that I'm Jamaican and they say, oh, why don't you have an accent? Why can't you just speak patois for me or whatever? Like, I'm not a doll. Like, I don't go on call, and I'm really stubborn. So if you say that I'm not this just because I won't do this for you, then I'm definitely not gonna do it for you, okay? To be honest, the fact that I was born in America and the fact that I don't speak patois 24/7 doesn't take away from me being Jamaican at all. I really don't think so. Even some Jamaicans may differ, but that's their problem and not mine. Like, I feel like there can kind of be a double standard between cultural communities in the islands. Like, when we talk about Black Americans or when we talk about Afro-Caribbeans, like, they're two totally different things. When we all are, as a whole, one people, we do have different cultures, and I get that and I respect that. But I have friends who are actually what I consider African American, just like how I would consider myself Jamaican American, where they're first generation African or first generation Mexican or El Salvadorian or Dominican or whichever country that they may come from. And I feel like that goes into a deeper subject of just Black history in itself, where we may not know like where our origins are besides America. Like, we all know that we come from Africa, but like which part, you know, where we are and things of that sort. But it just racks my brain to like know like what's the difference between my Ethiopian American friend who was born in Georgia. She's been to Ethiopia once in her life when she was a wee baby child, and I'm not coming for you, child, I'm not coming for you, but she'd been to Ethiopia once in her life when she was a really small baby, doesn't really remember much of it. But yet when people see her and when she says that she's Ethiopian, that's how people address her. But when it comes to me, who I've been going to Jamaica almost every year since I was 1 year old, my parents are both Jamaicans, my whole family's Jamaican. I'm first generation in my immediate family to be born in America. And when I say I'm Jamaican, people doubt me because I don't speak a certain way, when they may not do that to my Ethiopian friend or my El Salvadorian friend. And I feel like for me, that's just a battle in who I am and my identity, even though I'm very solid in who I am. Trust me, like, I feel like I always say I'm more Jamaican than I am American, which that's up for debate for anybody. I really don't care what people have to say about that. But I just feel like there's such a double standard in who we are as human beings. Like, we come from all different types of places and areas and nationalities and ethnicities. Some of us may not even know where we come from because of certain circumstances, but I feel like we should not be judged for who we are and what we do with who we are. I shouldn't be judged because I'm Jamaican and I don't have like curly hair or dreads, or because I don't speak patois, or because I don't have an accent like all the time. Like, I shouldn't be judged for something that I am. Even just being Black, like, we get judged just for just being Black in America when nobody really knows the history of my culture. If I never told you that I was Jamaican, you probably wouldn't even ask. You probably wouldn't even know if I didn't really tell you. So I feel like we shouldn't prejudge based on what somebody looks like or what somebody speaks like, because you never know their back history or their story. Like, there's so much culture and heritage in just my mother and my father alone, not even to go back even more and more generations. So I feel like it's important just as a whole for us to study up our DNA and our culture and our heritage, and not judge people who actually know where they are coming from, and just to accept them as who they are. Don't judge me because I don't look how you think a Jamaican would look, or how or why I speak how you think a Jamaican would speak, because not all Jamaicans are alike, not all Americans are alike, not all Black Americans are alike, not all Black people are alike, not all Afro-Caribbean people are alike. So I definitely think we should broaden our range in who we are, what we represent, what our nationality is, and what our ethnicity is. And I think that starts by knowing what those things are about yourself. I would love to one day take a DNA test and like know my ancestry and my culture. I believe that would be like really amazing and really emotional for me because I never got to meet my grandfather on my mom's side, who is Indian. I would like to connect those missing pieces, even though I know I'm Jamaican and Jamaican culture incorporates a lot of things. I would love to know deeper and deeper into my ancestry, and I think that everybody else should do that as well. Just accept and love for people for who they are or who they aren't and what they do with who they are. Love people for what they do with who they are, if they're doing it in a positive light, not some crazy, you know, really off the rocker type stuff. Yeah, this turned into more of a rant, I think, than anything, like more of a talkaholic session. I may have another video with me doing this, probably with other people, maybe with some Jamaicans that I know who are born in Jamaica and may think that I'm not qualified as a Jamaican because of how they are, because trust me, I get like denied for it every day, even by my own family. So I mean, I would love to talk more about it. This is kind of more of a rant of me going on my feelings and how I feel about the subject. I definitely encourage you to look deeper into your ancestry and your heritage so that you can know more about yourself, to educate others as well as to educate your own self. I thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or like questions that will lead me into doing another video, or questions that you have about myself, then please write them in the comment box below. Thank you for listening to my rant. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys, and I will see you later.